Firefox. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Okay, it was too quiet before. Okay, I guess I'm technically all set up and ready to go. Oh, I guess I should turn the gain down a little bit on my BGM. So let's get to writing tonight. I don't know who's out here. Might as well get going. It's 6:06. And I think I will, like last time, it worked really well to start at 6:10 and just do 20:10, 20:10. So today I'm doing something a little bit different, which is I'm writing in Twine because I have this kind of, I don't know, weird idea for like zine kind of thing. It's experimental. It's really on my bullshit. It doesn't have anything to do with any of the fanfic stuff that people follow me for. So hopefully it's still kind of interesting. I think Twine is a really cool writing tool for doing stuff like interactive fiction, and also just sort of presentationally things that aren't necessarily like a choose your own adventure kind of thing, where it's not necessarily about changing the story, but changing the way you go through the story. I think there's a lot of interesting potential in that as far as framing narratives and presenting words. So it's very cool. I'm learning how to do some slightly more advanced things with it than necessarily just control flow stuff. I'm using the Harlow 3 format for it. There's a bunch of different formats you can use for Twine games. I know Sugar Cube and I think Snowman is one of the other big ones. Are different formats you can use. I have also seen people put together sort of plug-in sets for formatting things like a Disco Elysium. Yeah, it's really neat. My main use of Twine, honestly, has actually been I write all my heart games and ideal world stuff in it because I cannot be asked to jump around in a Google Doc. And, you know, heart games are really only going to mean something to a very specific subset of the people that I am streaming for, but I think it's a really good tool for stuff like that as far as... I guess you could probably do a bunch of stuff for, like, role-playing games or, like, kind of set-piece adventures. Yeah, hopefully you'll get a chance soon. It's a lot of fun. I have had some truly wild. It's like I think every single one that I put together has looked completely different, and also all the ones that I've seen other people do in Twine have looked completely different map wise. Yeah, it's a. I feel like that's a fun and spicy opportunity for Abyssal Exalts is doing Twine games. Oh right, I keep forgetting to run stream labels. So make every castmate go through the suffer pit yet again. We love to see it. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh, nice room cleaning. Yeah, I gotta do a little bit of that. I did a little bit of that after work, which was kind of nice. Unpacked some boxes and did dishes today. Made dinner. Okay, starting that timer because it's 6:10. Because there's a bunch of boxes that I've gotten where I'm like, oh heck, I know what's in this box. I don't know where I want to put the thing that's in this box. So I haven't really done it yet. So it's been this struggle, but getting there. I also had to get the upstairs heater fixed today, so I had to move a bunch of boxes around. So, which is maybe a good advertisement for me actually finishing unpacking all these boxes from our move. Because it's nice to not have them sitting right next to my computer. Okay, God, where was I writing this? What if I move this link over? I keep forgetting how my at one point I had to change how I was key mapping my mechanical keyboard due to the fact that for some reason it just, or well, it wasn't working for a while, which I think was a problem with macOS Catalina, and now it's suddenly working again now that I upgraded to whatever the fuck it is, Monterey. So now I'm having to remember that my command key is actually mapped to the correct place rather than the incorrect place, which is really ruining my life. What I'm doing here is not actually specifically writing per se, but setting up some passages and twines so that every time you like click on on something here, or like a passage, it gives you the next passage. Oh heck, what did I do? Okay. Except for now I'm having to figure out how to work with stuff where there's like a link within the passage also, because I cannot make this any less complicated for some reason, because of who I am as a person. Oh wait, no, that was fine. Never mind. I can change that back. do these windows not scroll properly with the Apple mouse? Because that seems really stupid. That would be really stupid if it was true. And for some reason it seems to be true. I don't... That seems silly. Maybe I need to fuck around with my mouse settings at some point. It's like, why doesn't scrolling in this application work properly? Heck. Actually, why doesn't two-fingered scrolling work on... Is it... Oopsie. Okay. Neat, that looks fine. Close some windows, it's a little easier to work with. Okay. It's one of those days that feels kind of long, but I also don't feel like I got a huge amount done today, which is partially because the thing that I'm working on is currently in QA hell. That is also being stymied by prod going down, or well, like maybe staging going down halfway through the day. And making it impossible to deploy things. I still don't know if my box is deployed. I may have to check it in the morning. Man, I'm not tired, but I feel like my brain is tired. It's one of those days. Possibly I used up. It's like I did too many things already, you know. once I'm done with this, and I'm honestly not sure where I'm going with this. I'm just kind of vibing my way through writing whatever this is. I was gonna try. There's a tool that someone made. I think her handle is Laser Walker on Twitter, laser with a Z. To turn a Twine game into like a set of built applications for Windows, Mac, and Linux, I think. I just want to try it and see how it works. I was going to put this up on like Itch or something and minimally promote it since it's kind of raw. I just want to see if anyone reads it, not to like make people read it. I wonder what all these EPAL samples I have on my desk actually are. Bellavino. Bayou's kind of nice. It's got a sort of earthy petrichor flavor. Not flavor, I'm not putting this in my mouth. Coyote, interesting, kind of musky. But I think I dumped all these EPAL samples on my desk because I didn't know where else to put them. Baron Samedi. Until I'm distracted because I'm just fucking around with things on my desk. Hey Nicole, what's up? Nice, it's what, like middle of the day there? Heck. God damn it, I really have to fix my mouse settings. How much time do I have left to sprint anyway? Oh, there's the sprint ending. Oh, there we go. Now I can fix my mouse settings. And also do the wrist stretchies. Well, good afternoon over there to New Zealand then. Did it like somehow turn off mouse gestures? Because if so... Okay, now the scrolling is working. Once again, turning it off and turning it back on again saves the day. What the fuck was that? Man, it's so nice to have the temperature be normal in this room. I was mentioning before that we got our upstairs heater fixed today because it just wasn't working. The motor apparently gave out like 14 years too early, so it was thankfully under warranty. And cost me significantly less than it would have otherwise, which would have been very expensive. So it's nice to be able to sit at my desk up here and not be freezing to death. Check out the Twitters. Oh, and exciting news, I got my COVID booster shot scheduled for early next week. It's exciting getting it packaged with my flu shot, doing my part for herd immunity. We love to boost that 5G signal. But I was like, it's not in time for me to like, I probably should have gotten it done earlier. And actually it turned out that it's like super easy to schedule it now because there's not like a rush or anything like that. So it won't have like kicked in time for when I go visit my folks for the holidays, or well, for this particular holiday for Thanksgiving. But I think they got their booster shots already anyway, so. We are currently listening to Space Lo-Fi from Lo-Fi Geek on YouTube. I have sort of a list of lo-fi stations that I put on in the background that are okay to put on to use as stream background music. And I'm really digging this one. Yeah, so I'm actually working on a couple little sort of like twine things, and so I have an itch.io account, but I haven't published anything to it for a while, and I'm kind of starting over, so I sneaky started a second one just for my sort of like writing stuff, so maybe people will hear more about that in the future, I don't know. Just gonna fuck around adding the link reveal stuff. Do-do-do. Escape the quotes. Yeah, this thing is almost, is I think over 1,000 words long now, or close to it, so, I don't know, I just kind of like got a weird little idea yesterday to fuck around and find out with Twine, so. Oh, can you not hear the background music? Hang on, let me turn it up a little bit. I have it turned down a lot, just to make sure that people could hear me. How's it now? Oh, my input might be wrong. Okay. Okay, you know what? I will fix it next time because I think I have to stop streaming to. Heck. Okay, well, I think I have to. I think I still haven't got the audio settings right. Yeah, I think sometimes. Okay, maybe if I add a new input, it'll work. Or maybe it doesn't need to be audio output capture. Is that it? No, not audio output, because that's the only option there is black hole. Or maybe I do. I swear to God, audio and OBS is my nemesis. Okay, no, that just makes it sound weird. Yeah, I have a setup for capturing or like funneling the audio into audio hijack and then funneling it into OBS, which seems to work reasonably well. It's just really weirdly annoying. Yeah, the problem is if I was using my, oh shit, 640, because I'm getting my input from a condenser mic, so it's not just like system audio. I will see what I can do after the next timer. Either that or I'm gonna figure out how to like just fucking funnel the music in directly from YouTube or something like that. Okay, but timer started again. Uh, Instead of just me I will figure out how to actually fix the audio soon. Coming soon. My other problem is that I have a potato set up for streaming. Like, this is not a unpowerful computer. It's just that it's not great for streaming, so I have to be a little bit careful about what I have open. Oh, okay. I need to get the new version of Audio Hijack for Monterey. This is... Yeah, see, my shit always gets kind of like this after I update my OS. I'll get it sorted after the sprint. I'm on a MacBook Air. From about last year, so it's a 2020 Air. But obviously it doesn't have the processor power to run a whole lot of things aside from OBS. It's an Intel one. It was I got it right before they released the M1 stuff, which is a little unfortunate. Although I think probably, I don't know, I was thinking about getting a desktop or something like that and getting like a Mac Mini because that's a little bit better for, a desktop is better for, intense stuff anyway. God, I really want an M1. I'm so excited. I'm on the requisition list to get one at work. Also, hi, Jess. But they haven't gotten to me yet. Oh, yeah, I really like the trackpad wizardry that Apple does. Like, at one point, like, even a while ago, when I used to play World of Warcraft, I had a bunch of... When I was on, like, a healing spec or something like that, I had a bunch of my, my shit set up to be done with trackpad gestures, which is possibly the weirdest thing I've ever done in a video game, but honestly, I feel like swipe up to put a shield on someone works pretty well. I had like this whole system for which kind of actions mapped to which mouse gestures in my head. Yeah, I think it was like swipe down for emergency heal, swipe up for shield, click for regular heal. Oh yeah, nice. I really like, I have a keyboard for my iPad and I really like that, honestly, because it's really good for like getting in the zone focus-wise. Because, like, the iPad is honestly just, like, a weirdly good computer sometimes for, like, simple tasks, not necessarily for, like, the kind of stuff that I do for work, but if you're a writer, then it's, like, honestly pretty good. I'm also, I'm liking Monterey so far. It's probably been the smoothest OS version transition that I've gone through, as of yet. because I have been through through some very weird ones. Yeah, it's definitely a minor upgrade. Yeah, the lack of distractions is really just like a thing that the iPad has going for it, which I personally love. Like I used to do some of my like I'm pretty sure I've taken the iPad to like NaNoWriMo word sprint nights. Yeah, I can't just like open up Minecraft on the iPad and fuck around. I do think some of the features that they added in Monterey are really neat, as far as like stuff that makes like group video watching really easy, which is kind of cute. Oh, is the timer not updating? I think it's I have this problem where if some like a window is out of focus, sometimes it'll stop. Like OBS will stop updating it, which I really need to like. I feel like I need to like set it up as a figure out how to set up the timer as like a browser source or something rather than a window, because sometimes if a window isn't active for long enough or something like that, it just stops updating it on OBS, probably to save frame rate or something, but it's ruining my life. Yeah, no. I feel like there ought to be a way to like have a browser source that does that and then start it with like a chat command or something like that. I'll have to look into that. I feel like I could probably program a stream bot for Twitch. I've done enough Discord bots that I figure I can probably learn how to learn how to write something for Twitch. Oh, nice. That's good to hear it. Because like I know, well, it's like I have the Stream Elements bot set up here, but I don't use most of the features just because they're a little bit like I don't really have a use for them, and I think most of a lot of the things that you can do with them are a little bit more oriented toward bigger streamers. I do get kind of self-conscious. I think I would say I probably write a little bit faster when I'm on my own. Um, it's honestly one of those things where it's like, number one, I generally feel like a lot of people are probably not watching the words as closely as they like necessarily would if I'm holding a productivity party, basically. Because they're all doing, like, I'm encouraging people to do their own thing too. Um, I'm just kind of here to chat with people, and I don't know. I feel like also if you did these kinds of streams, people wouldn't necessarily mind if they couldn't actually see what you were writing. If it's just sort of like, oh, I'm here on Facecam doing clicky keyboard asthma, uh, or something like that. I was just sort of like, a number of people have been kind of interested in like, or like I've gotten interest in my writing over the last couple of years, so I might as well uh, see if people would be interested in like following along as I do some of that. Okay, I'm gonna. What are they? It's Thank you, random spam bot. I am not interested in subscribing, and no one can subscribe to my channel anyway, because I'm not a Twitch affiliate. Although nice name, African Blue Jay. Solid choice for a spammer name. I support this. I wish I could support this bird. honestly the most annoying part of writing live on stream is that running OBS alongside literally anything else absolutely fucks with my processor's ability to do anything. So it's like molasses slow to actually put what I'm typing on the screen. Ooh, there's a sprint. Just gonna finish up what I'm typing here. Like, oh, okay. Stretch my wrists. Maybe handwrite some notes to myself in a notebook while I'm on here. Man, I had some interesting poetry prompts in this notebook that I forgot about. This is from back when I was on Tumblr a lot, I think. That's a nice bit of poetry about how my hands used to bleed a lot in the wintertime. It's always weird what you find when you like open up an old notebook that you haven't used for a while and like, what the fuck was I writing in here? And although one time I opened up a notebook that I hadn't used in a while and I was like, what is this list? What is this weird list poetry that I wrote? And then I realized it was a bunch of plants that I wanted to order from the Burpees catalog, which for those people who aren't in the U.S., I don't think they ship outside the U.S. is like the sort of a like gardening and plant catalog. So right now I'm on my little break, but I'm also someone's some exciting AO3 notifs in the inbox. now that I have like a little bit more to this actual twine project, I'm like, shit, I have to actually have to like plan some things for it to be coherent. What is this? It's not that much of a plan. It's just like a single word for each node. So what's everyone else out there working on right now? I know one person is doing some room cleaning. Got anyone else doing some writing out there? And I know there's some computer projects. A lot of good stuff out there tonight. Oh, poem, nice. Drafting a scene for my nano novel. Oh, that's fun. I think I am. Yeah, it's always it's like that's what Nano's for, is generating sort of some base material to work with to get that energy on the page so that you can do the easier parts, like editing it down to something sensible later. Although I found like so this is sometimes to my detriment because uh, usually like 5 minutes after publication, the handful of people I know who like I tell about my new fanfiction chapters immediately. I'll be like, oh, you like you have like a couple of redundancies in grammar, like you misspelled a word right here, like half your footnotes don't work. I'm like, oh god. But I maybe do like one editing pass on a lot of my stuff these days, just because I'm like, well, it's like usually there's not that much stuff, but it's just like, oh my god, the fucking footnotes, the bane of my existence. Why did I choose this for myself? And possibly I should like ever have a beta reader. It's just that how I overcome the mortifying ordeal of being read is doing exactly one editing pass and then slamming it onto the internet. Aether doesn't do footnotes, but you can clutch them in via HTML just by using anchors. My like current longfic project is composed of about 50% footnotes, so it is relatively important that my footnotes work. But like sometimes the regular expression that I use to format them like will miss one and then just completely fuck up the entire thing because it's like there's 60 footnotes a chapter. I'm angling to be fanfiction's Terry Pratchett over here. Oh, I should read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I started it at one point, I think when I was in college, and I didn't have very much brain juice for reading, because I was too busy crying about trying to read computer science textbooks, which are horrible. Don't do it. Or like maybe you should read your computer science textbooks if you have them, because it sure as hell didn't help my grades to not read them. But I know I've heard a lot of good things about it from many people who have taste overlap with me. It's just that the conceit I think was a little bit too hard for my brain at the time, because my brain was very bad. Yeah, it's like, listen, I understand committing to the bit. I also, speaking of footnotes, intend to someday read House of Leaves, which I am told is like half my jam and half like may make me want to throw it across the room. Oh, and it's 7:11. Time to start the timer again. Whee! I have object permanence. Oh my god, why is Firefox going so fucking slow? It's probably because I have too many tabs open. It's almost always because I have too many tabs open. Alright, I'm gonna add that to cart so I remember it later. Yeah, it's funny how much school you'd think school wouldn't like kill one's ability to think and like read things, but actually it does do that. It does do that a lot. Like, yeah. In my case, all the energy went went into sleeping. Uh, Fear sleeping. There was one quarter where I ended up having to read a bunch of math journal articles because I realized that was where my discrete mathematics professor was getting all of her homework questions from, and that shaved several years off my life, I think. Bullshit aesthetic passage names. Just like, love to get assigned homework questions that are actually like math research so notable that someone wrote an entire journal article on them. I kind of, in some ways, wish that I could do college over again, because I feel like I could do it better now that I'm like, uh, mo- many of my health problems are no longer an issue. Where it's like I can, I'm not sleeping like 90% of the time, and I can concentrate, and I'm not hideously depressed. But also, my experience with college made me not want to go to college again. So I'm not gonna do that. Not because I love myself. Setting up some passages based on like vague vibes. Yeah. See, I kind of wonder if like if I'd gone to the school that I originally accepted an offer to, which was much smaller but more focused around the sort of like subject matter area. It was like a small engineering school. If I might have actually liked it more because I got more professor attention. But then again, socially, I had a great time at the school that I went to, just not academically, weirdly enough, which was, well, I didn't actually have a good time socially for the first, like, first year. It was sort of like halvesies for the second year, and then it kind of picked up at that point. But yeah, middle of nowhere is kind of rough. I know there was like at least one school where I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like being this like isolated from sort of like a city or even a town. Yeah, honestly, that seems kind of nice to like take some lit courses, because it's like it's nice to have a little bit of like a framework. Um, just because I'm sometimes not very good at like actually doing things on my own. Yeah, lit courses were nice. I got to take a little bit of, I was, my sort of adjunct major was in animate arts in college. So I got to take a number of like art classes and art history and um, stuff like that, which was really nice. And I honestly wish I'd had more room for it in my schedule. I buy myself a lot of books on stuff like sociology now, but also I need to make more time to read them. The one required the lit course. Yeah, yeah, it's unfortunate. My wife was also an English lit major. I learned a lot about the Fairy Queen by osmosis. Yeah, I was briefly in this Discord group of, or well, I'm still in it, but I think it's sort of the activity kind of petered off. Of there's like a reading every week for kind of an ad hoc Asian American studies kind of kind of group where the person running the Discord server got a bunch of sort of recommended readings and put together like reading packets, which was kind of neat. I did buy a bunch of sociology books at the Duke Press fall sale last year, which I keep intending to read my way through. But it turns out my brain for reading academic text has, was never really there in the first place. But I could probably stand to develop it a little bit more. But yeah, sometimes I think about doing more Coursera courses also. Like I think there's a Mandarin study one that I wanted to do. I just always I'm really not good at making my own schedule and like making time for that kind of thing. It's easier if there's like a scheduled time where I have to show up for something, which is the reason why I've managed to keep going to yoga therapy. I swear to God, someday I'm gonna learn Mandarin. I kept saying that, and it's like I'm gonna learn it before, like while my grandmother's still alive, and that ship has sailed. Yeah, it's really hard because it's like number one, you have to be able to practice the writing, you have to be able to practice the reading, and also being able to hear it. It's like I know some people swear by like language learning podcasts where they'll talk to you in sort of like a slowly enough to be comprehensible for babies. Oh yeah, we can make a study group. I like study groups. It's like honestly, I think there is a community college. It's out here. Where it's like, seems like, I don't know. I should actually look into like community ed courses or something like that. I don't know if they have the ones where it's like you get to go and do art or learn pottery or something like that. But kind of miss. I kind of miss flipping through the community ed catalogs that we had when I was younger. I also want to make sure and go ice skating this winter because we do have, I think, decent proximity to a skating rink. I think it's like in the next town down, but let's make sure the timer's still running. No. God, that sucks that no one else really took it seriously. See, if I know someone's like, there's going to be someone there looking at my homework, grading my homework. Uh, well, okay, either what I'm going to do is I'm either going to do the homework or I'm going to not do the homework and then stop showing up because out of shame. Which is what I did all through college. It's genuinely wild to me that a lot of people think that I'm like very put together now because I remember my reputation of being a fucking hot mess who couldn't get anything done. So I had a friend tell me last year when I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I used to really not have it together," and she was like, "What, really?" Like I can't imagine that whatsoever. And I'm like, "Oh my god, let me tell you about all the jobs that I got fired from after college, after I barely graduated from college, uh, due to the fact that I was a mess and had a bunch of underlying medical conditions I didn't know about." They push you out of engineering school into the world, only knowing weird math and not any social graces for your new job environment. Baby Carly suffered a lot, but we're good now. Yeah, my early 20s were really something bad. But we did it. We got out of there. We're in our 30s now. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. Now we write things on the internet. Oh, and there's the timer. So that's another sprint down. One more to go until from 7:40 to 8 p.m. ish. I stretch my hands, and oh yeah, yeah, 30, and yeah, it's really more like 30 and really tired. Download the new version of Audio Hijack so I can funnel my audio properly. Yeah, it's kind of rough to hello, welcome. Oh, if you're looking at my stream, I'm writing some stuff in Twine right now, which is a program for interactive fiction. So all the little squares on the screen are different nodes in the sort of interaction. Yeah, it's free. You can get it off twinery.org. It's a lot of fun to mess around with if you're interested in making games. It's good for prototyping, and it has kind of a pretty powerful like macro and scripting interface for doing some kind of neat things with tracking statistics and implementing stuff like randomness. So you can build some pretty robust things in it. You can put in stuff like music and graphics. Mine is not particularly fancy, but I'm just writing kind of less of a game and more of a let's call it a zine or a creative writing piece. Yeah, I think it's pretty good for planning stories. If you're planning something that's like a linear story, it might not be what you want. You might want something that's a little bit more like a mind mapper or like a fantasy. I think potentially you could use it for that. If you're looking for some place to catalog information like world building stuff, it might be easier to have like a wiki or something like that. Oh yeah, that's a I don't think I've ever heard of that one, Jess, but thank you. I also used I've used both. What is it? Scrivener and Storyist for writing, and been relatively satisfied with both as far as the kind of integrated tools that they have for doing kind of plot stuff. What else? I think Notion also, Notion.so, has some really good sort of, how do you say, information management stuff. Yeah, I kind of like sometimes I kind of like the note card thing that Scrivener does for outlining. It depends on what I'm doing. If I do audio input capture. Yeah, I actually learned about Notion because I used it at my previous workplace as a knowledge base software, which is kind of funny. Okay, so I type in. Okay, there we go. I think we might have background music now. Yeah, I actually. So I use Notion to keep track of where I am with some of my fanfiction projects. So earlier this year, I took a bunch of requests on. Oh, it's very loud compared to my voice. Well, I can turn it down. I can do it now that it's actually coming through. Love it. Okay, cool. Oh, that is a really interesting idea, using it for fic exchange letters. Yeah, I was using it. I was actually so I used a fucking Kanban setup to keep track of like fic request stuff that I took earlier this year, as well as chapters that I'm working on for my current long fic. Oh, is it because you can't talk about porn on Notion? Okay, yeah, that would put kind of a stopper on it. That's rough. Um, so I'm not currently writing fan fiction live, but I have done it for some of my other streams. I'm see, the last couple times I've been writing either like my current long fic project that is in Arknight's fandom, or writing some of the remaining requests that I have from this request drive that I did during Pride Month earlier this year, where I just told people to put entries in a form of tell me a thing you want me to write, and I'll see about doing that. And I'm still cranking at them. I got 52 requests and I've done half of them. Someday I may get through all of them, possibly before next June. Yeah, it was 52. I was honestly floored at how many people wanted me to write either really nice fluff or really hinky or really wild hinky shit. Admittedly, some of the spicy prompts were not that out there, but some of them were. Where do I write fanfiction? Well, I post it on archiveofourown.org, if that's what you're asking. If you're asking about application suggestions, I personally write mine in Markdown, so plain text usually. Although I use IA Writer, which is, I think it's only Mac, but it has some nice writing tools as far as like highlighting different parts of word syntax and that sort of thing. And okay, it's 7:40 now, so why is Firefox being weird about letting me open it? Did Firefox die? Firefox died. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, for the words. I haven't actually played with it that much more. Sorry, 1 second. I need to relaunch Firefox, which is what killed my music and my timer. I think I really like I like the fact that you can write directly in for the words. I wish I liked the graphic style a little bit more, because I am very fussy about avatar building things, as you can see, because I built my own fucking fancy doll maker thing in Vroid to do this. Doll makers are my passion, and so is graphic design. where I kind of like, I'm like, I wish there were more hair options. I assume like I might have to pay for like, are there more hair options that I can pay for? But I do like the concept. I might still fuck around with it a little bit more because I wasn't 100% understanding how the like questing thing worked. But I think it looks really neat. Because I like the fantasy of having goals and achieving those goals. Okay, cool. There are more wardrobe options. I find more wardrobe options to be very motivational, which is also something that is true in real life, which is why I do things such as work. My job is there for purposes of unlocking more wardrobe options for me IRL. Also, for a second, I was like, who is Plushie Mancer? And then I was like, oh, wait, I know who Plushie Mancer is. Local human, owner of like 500 frog plushes. I think I want to say Misha got me a referral code, but I will double check. But regardless, I should friend you on For the Words because I feel like if I can do a thing with enough other people, like these writing streams, it helps me get things done. Because if no one knows that I'm doing a thing, then I can get out of doing that thing. Okay. Well, this one is going to be a little bit shorter because the aforementioned Firefox just died on me issue. Okay. For the Word's name is June Rain. Nice. That's a cute one. I think I made my For the Words handle the same as my Twitter handle, but I cannot remember off the top of my head. I'll have to double check. Okay, I'm just going to start this at 7:45 because I like round numbers. And just decrease the timer amount to 15. I'm looking at all the recommended chill hop streams in the sidebar on YouTube, and it's like music for limitless productivity, Stargate music, and it has like a planet exploding in the background. I'm like, you know what? I'd check that out. Oh my god, is Firefox hanging again? I'm gonna lose it. Okay. Okay, there we go. 7:45, let's go. Oh right, I have to also restart the music. I should pull up Christmas lo-fi for sometime in December. Because I think I want to keep doing this, like maybe more like once a week rather than twice a week. But I'm really enjoying having people here for stream and writing to hang out. Yeah, there's Christmas lo-fi. I assume it's sort of like using some like samples from Christmas music. I feel like that would be really relaxing though because we have a record at home that's like it's a winter solstice collection that's just sort of like a multi-artist collection from the I don't know like 80s or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can manage like as many times as I'm doing in November on a regular basis. But yeah, I'd like to do them like, I don't know, maybe like once a week, twice a month, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lo-fi stream for literally anything that could possibly exist. Is it? Is the... Okay, there we go. It's a little better. As far as sounds. Yeah, I think there's like a lo-fi music mix for like literally any kind of, I don't know, concept that you could possibly conceive of. Like I know there's like Genshin Impact lo-fi. There's, I don't know, all kinds of weird themed things. I feel like Christmas lo-fi sort of fits into the category of like cozy winter atmosphere kind of stuff. I feel like it's kind of gotten, I don't know, I wonder why it's taken off recently, apart from just being really good. I feel like there's also a certain thing to the lo-fi of like coffee shop atmosphere or something like that. Or like it feels a little bit like that, you know? Night, Jess. Yep, see you Thursday. Oh, and there's the timer. And that brings us to 8 p.m., everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It was nice to have everyone come hang out again. I hope everyone got some cool stuff done tonight, or some stuff that gives them a little bit more happiness or peace at home. And I'll see you all on Thursday. Next week on Tuesday, I may be a little bit late because that's when I'm getting my my vaccinations, like 20 minutes before. So you may get to see me completely turn into a sad side effect puddle on Tuesday. Who knows? But Thursday, same time, same place, and looking forward to seeing all of you there.